Hey everybody, I'm back today with a shaker card video for Shaker Sunday. So I am going to be working with some of the Mente Lavender or Lilac Garden collection. This collection, I created a layout with it earlier this month. Actually, I think it was on like June the 3rd. And today I'm going to make a card using the same collection. I'm going to be using some of the easiest shaker supplies that you will ever find. So I have a package from Spiegelmom Scraps. This is a kit that Jody sells in her shop. It is called Card Front Shaker Acetate. She also has a couple other shaker acetates in her shop, and I'm going to go ahead and be using them for the next couple of weeks and show you how they all work. But today we're going to use the card front ones. So first of all, you need to remove the clear film from the shaker acetate, and then all you have to do is take a bone folder, maybe trying to think what else you could use. Palette knife would probably work. Something to push down and score all four edges of the shaker acetate. Once you have the four scored edges burnished and folded well, it's time to cut some paper to create our shakers. So the shaker card front acetate is 4 by 5 1/4 after you use the bone folder and fold the four edges. So I am going to cut that purple paper a little tiny bit less than 4 by 5 1/4, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut the teal paper to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, which is the standard A2 size card, and that's what we're going to be making today. Next, I am going to take the 1/8 inch tearaway tape. This is another product that Jody has in her shop. I am putting that tearaway tape along the four edges of the acetate shaker front. Next, I'm going to take the smaller panel of the purple paper and I'm going to lay it inside the card front shaker. I'm going to pull the backing tape off of each of 3 sides of the acetate. So don't do that fourth side yet, just the first 3. I'm also giving this a really good press down. I want to kind of make this almost as flat as possible. One of the natural attributes of acetate is it wants to kind of bump up, which is good. That's perfect for us. But I want to get it as flat as I can because I do want this to be like a nice flat shaker card. So once we have those 3 sides, I'm going to put some sequins in. I am using an older mix from my stash. This is patina finish, but you could mix and match whatever sequin mix and papers you would like to use for your shaker. I'm going to put some sequins in. Don't overfill your sequins. You want to keep them nice and movable. And there we go. So basically, once I adhere the acetate panel to the card front, you have a shaker card and it's pretty flat. Next, I want to add a little bit of decor to my card. So I'm going to die cut one of the doily dies from Burgess Monroe's vintage doily die. This is a favorite die of mine. It's so fun and super versatile and usable. I really, really love it. How pretty is that? This card, beginning to end, start to finish, took me 28 minutes to create. So if you are looking for some products that really make cards fun and also very easy to put together, these card front shaker acetates, some sequins from Spiegelman Scraps, some paper pads from your stash, and you are good to go. And the end result is absolutely gorgeous. I used some scrap paper from the 6x8 paper pad that goes with Lilac Garden, and I fishtailed just one side, not even fishtailed, cut at an angle, I guess maybe is the best word for that, to create two kind of strips, and that's going to hold my doily in place, give it a home, I guess, so it doesn't look like it's just kind of floating up in the card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that. Now, when I am attaching paper to paper, I'm just using my tape runner. When I'm attaching anything to this acetate, I want to use my Nuvo Deluxe Adhesive Wet Glue. That is the best way to get everything really good and well adhered to my acetate. Next, I want to add some elements to my card. So I have all these little fussy cut pieces that I've already fussy cut from the Lilac Garden collection. I'm going to choose kind of like a focal element and then two of these butterflies to kind of act like little accent pieces. And I'm going to go ahead and adhere those three down. I'm not going to put a sentiment on the outside of this card. Instead, I'm going to wait and see how I might like to use this card, and then I can stamp any sentiment that I want on the inside. When I make my shaker cards, I always like to add a couple of whatever sequins I have in the shaker. I like to put a couple of them on the outside of the card, on the outside of the shaker, just to kind of reinforce and to make those little shaker bits and pieces be a more, I guess maybe the word is a bit more included into the entire card design, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to add a couple of the little sequins, and that's where this card is all done. I love how this card turned out. It turned out so pretty. Down in the description box, you will find links to as many of the products as I can find still available. I don't think the sequin mix itself is available, but I will definitely add links for all of the shaker supplies from Spiegelman Scraps, as well as the Lilac Garden collection, and I think the dies are still available at Brutus Monroe too. Talk to you all again very soon. Bye.